Well, Gareth, a couple of days on from going so close against Bolton Wanderers, any more reflections on how that played out?
Yeah, you think about it all weekend, and fair play to Bolton. They stepped on a second half. I've had a couple of people say that's the best they've played all season, that second half. So if that's what teams have to do against us now, then fair play. That's testament to where we are. I'm really pleased performance-wise. We had a really good, solid first half, and then second half. Honestly, I still say we ran out of legs a little bit. We've had some tough trips. We're giving absolutely everything, and they stepped on us. Some of the changes from their bench as well were, some fabulous players on the bench. They've got some real good depth in their squad, and that happens. It's a big club, with a big budget, and they're going for it, and I'm sure they'll be in and around the playoffs come the end of the season. We have got to take pride on what we did to them, and even the 94th minute goal that Lucas scored, I think, is a great finish, a fantastic cross from Ships, but the timing of it means we didn't give up. We kept going right to the end. And it just goes to show, if you can stay in games, you can keep yourself in these games. There's always a chance, because there's always that one opportunity. So, unfortunately, we conceded 3 at home. It's always going to be tough to get something out of that. But again, I'll refresh the boys. I'll energise them again. We'll get going tomorrow. And Huddersfield, another team. They're in 4th place, I think, at the moment, sitting there, and they're beatable, definitely. But we're going to have to be on it again. We'll have to be right at our best. And it's my job to make sure that happens.
Yeah, another tough test, isn't it? They were in the Championship last season. You would have come up against them in the Championship last year. What sort of challenge will they represent? They've changed. I think the last time I played them, they've changed about 2 or 3 managers. So it's a different team, but there is some, your Karomas are still there. We know about him, and Hogg, obviously, seasoned midfield player there, so they've got some consistency in there, but they have changed style a little bit. Michael Duff, obviously, I've managed against him quite a few times these days at Cheltenham and Swansea, I think it was when we last met. So great guy. He'll have his ideas. He'll know how he wants to play, and again, it's up to us to really make it tough coming to Shrewsbury Town. I've said I'll make it tough coming there, and having a drink with Stephen Schumacher after the game, he said, "There's, you won't go down." He said, "You're not playing like that," and I just said, "Yeah, hopefully we're doing enough, because that's what I intend to do is keep this team in the league." And I think probably about halfway through where I am now, with half, when you look at the games I had left, if we can replicate the first half, we're going to have a real chance, So we've got to just keep at it. Fingers crossed, not too many injuries. We had 1 or 2 knocks from Saturday. Taylor coming off at half time. We'll have to assess him. But the rest were just lads blowing a gasket for me, and that's it's acceptable. It's actually wanted. I loved it when they came off and said, "That's it. I've gone. That's everything I've got." That is so nice to hear as a manager. It's up to me and my teams now to make everything they've got a little bit higher every time they play, so they can give everything all the time. But I'd say we're pleased with where we are. We believe we can beat any team in this league, and tomorrow night against Huddersfield is going to be a tough test. But again, it's one that we'll relish and one that we can step onto, and then we really do then step into a period where we've got mid to bottom end teams coming up, and we've got to make sure we're really competitive in those games. You have got a few knocks at the moment. Is it any clearer, the extent of it, with Taylor Perry, Aaron Pierre, George Lloyd?
I think George and Aaron are going to be out on the grass today training, so that's brilliant news. Taylor, being totally honest, I know as much as you at the moment. I know he came off with a knock Saturday at half time, and we were going to assess him today. Sometimes you get a real good surprise and thinking, it wasn't as bad as it seems. I've got a great medical team, really done well this season. Going to give opportunities to other players, of course, but you want your best players out there all the time, and we know what Taylor's been like lately. He's been superb. So, but Lloydie back, Pierre back, that'd be great. That'd be a real boost to the boys, and the fans and everything. But they've been great fans, boys. They've all been great. I just want to keep going and
keep pushing, and we can all have a rest in May sometime. But let's keep striving for being our best.
Is it any clearer when Leo Castledine might be available for selection again?
No, not yet. Again, we with a lone player, it's always just that little bit more complex, because obviously Chelsea will have a say. He's their player as well, so we've got to make sure that we do everything right by Leo and by Chelsea, and Chelsea will be obviously doing everything right by Leo. So it's it's a delicate one, but news-wise, I don't want to say anything without getting the approval from everyone. So, but Leo's been fantastic for me. He's a warrior. He really put his shift in, the games that he played for us, and unfortunately just needs to be offloaded a little bit, and if there's any news coming out, we'll let you know.
The League One table is tightening up all the time, isn't it? Are you one of these managers, head coaches that spends a lot of time looking at tables thinking, if this happens here and that happens there, that could happen, or are you pretty laid back about it?
No, if I did that, Donny, I think I'd be going insane, looking at what potentially could happen. I think the only time I've ever done that is when there's 1 or 2 games left of the whole season. One game at Wycombe, famously, where it's okay, when I knew what needed to happen on the other end of the scale. But honestly, I didn't really look at the league table until yesterday properly. After a game, sometimes you don't want, you just want to clear your head sometimes from football, and it is hard. After defeat, you go right. And I have to mentally recharge as much as other people, although people won't believe that. I do, honestly. I have to sort of just release a bit myself. I had a quick look at the table yesterday. Thought, right, 4 points, we can do that easily. Win on Tuesday makes it 1 point if results go the right way, and then you're talking 1 point with 14 games to go. It's not a bad position to be in, when we were looking at the table earlier in the season. So, but we're going to get the wins. We're going to get the points. I'm going to offload the boys today, mentally as much as physically. I know, being a player, I played a long time, and I know that the monotony of football, especially in periods where you've got Saturday, Tuesday can they can really come thick and fast. So I have a couple of techniques today with the boys that hopefully will offload them mentally, and we can go right. Here we go, everything we go, like an almost a reset, new game Tuesday. You want them to forget about defeats, but you want them to remember the good bits and performances lately, and again, it's a balancing act as a manager sometimes, but it's my job. I love it, and we'll get on it.
Tactically, you went for something different at the weekend against Bolton. Yeah. You went to a back four. Has that given you much to think about, seeing how that played out? Given that you went away from playing with 3 centre halves, as has been the case in quite a lot of the recent matches.
Definitely. I thought we were attacking wise in that first half one of the best I've seen this season. The way we kept the ball, the way we hurt Bolton, who are a really good side. What we're looking at the outputs now, we're the science comes into it, where we look at what he does to the legs, playing a back 4, back 5, playing different styles, because we did look like we exerted a lot of energy, in all that first half going forward. Another goal would have been ideal. I think it was really interesting, and it will be really interesting to see some of the figures and see how some of the numbers match up to when we play a 4 at the back or when we play a 5 at the back. There's a lot more goes into it than just looking at the game and thinking, passes wise or pictures wise. There's legs and running involved as well. So it's a whole new science now, football. From when I started, and it all comes into it. But definitely opened my eyes on some of the attacking play we had. I thought we would look very, very dangerous, like a top team. Some of the best stuff I've seen since I've been here. But then again, like I say, second half, we did look a little bit tired, and whether that was Bolton with some of their changes stepping onto us, or was looking tired, I'll have to have a look. But I think that what's going to be important now is definitely just making sure that we can replicate week after week, game after game, the standards that we've set, over the past 10 games. Really, it's been sensational. It really has. The boys have been brilliant, and they're allowed to just have a day off now and again, just to go. I need to recover. I need to get back on it, because I know that when that whistle goes, I can do it again. That's my job. They're a great bunch. They're going to be ready for tomorrow night without a shadow of a doubt. They're going to be energised. They're going to be up for it. And again, hopefully with a little bit of luck, we can get over the line.
As always, thanks for your time, Gareth. All the best tomorrow night.
Thank you. Cheers.